Good morning. Good afternoon, I should say. Today I'm going to be speaking about AFTV media, and I'm not going to too on about it because I'm sure you know what it is. It's a football fan channel that's focused on Arsenal Football Club, and it's been going on for 6 years now, I should say, more than 6 years, around that. I may be wrong, but they just last year they celebrated their fifth anniversary, so it must be 6 years now. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about the influence and the reputation that they have across the fans, across the media, so on and so forth. Obviously, the founder is Robbie, Don Robbie, as some people call him online. And he also used to be a former dancehall MC, but that's another story for another day. But but yeah, he certainly built a platform that has been very representative of of the real opinions, authentic opinions of the fans of Arsenal Football Club and how they felt over the last 10 years about the way the Arsenal Football Club have been going. Um, yeah, and at times it's contributed to a toxic atmosphere, as critics would say, but we'll get into that later. But the point is, they've certainly he's certainly built and kind of helped contribute to a change and a shift in power within the media of football. And now he's hosting his own show on Channel 4. So he's really been very creative. Well, in in getting the authentic views of fans of Arsenal, and in a way, it's kind of inspired other channels apart from Redmond TV because Redmond TV were they started way before AFTV Media, and that reminds me. Speaking of which, before they were called Arsenal Fan TV, but for some reason they decided to brand themselves as just AFTV Media. I'm not sure why. I'm not gonna continue speculating about that because that's not the point of me doing this video. So to get straight to the point, I'll get the negative out of the way first. There's been at times where Arsenal have gone through bad results, and there's been just a very bad patch of form by the players on the pitch that represent Arsenal. They've been accused of contributing to or profiting of a failure, and this was certainly one of the prime examples where this argument was occurring or was being this sentiment was coming across was after just before the Carabao Cup final last year, where Hector Bellerin, the right back for Arsenal, was saying that he doesn't watch the channel because they prefer a failure, and obviously that obviously gave the fans that go on Arsenal Fan TV, who are known for going on that platform, a very viral reaction, as you would expect, because considering that they're the ones who go out, they spend the money to watch you perform, and then you don't put in a performance, and then you go out there sit at the Oxford Union chair and then just say that the fans, the channel profits off of the club's failure. That's gonna create a bad stench, create conflict, and that certainly didn't help things. And also another reason why the sentiment of the platform profiting off of Arsenal's failure comes across is the fact that other fans of rival clubs like Tottenham, like Man United, like Chelsea, they tend to watch the bad videos after Arsenal have been smacked 4-0 or been beaten 5-0 in whatever competition it is, whether it's the league, whether it's the European competition. They tend to just go on the platform and just watch so that they can just troll and start laughing, and that gets much more views. Most of the fan videos that have over 1 million views have been after Arsenal have been at the end of a disastrous, devastating beating, and it's certainly is entertainment for rival fans, but not for Arsenal fans, not for the club itself, and that leads to me discussing that there's been at times tension between the platform AFTV and the club, because apparently, from what I've heard, sponsors have been very put off by the atmosphere that has been at Arsenal for the past, especially for the past 4 years, past 4 years, and the club clearly feels that the platform AFTV Media has a lot to do with that. But you can't really just look at the club platform and not look at yourselves who created this atmosphere with some of the decisions that you were making in terms of players to sign, players to sell, some of the wage demands that you were giving players. So it's really a twofold thing. But nonetheless, just to briefly sum up, right now, Arsenal Fan TV, they're almost at 1 million subscribers. I think they have over 950,000 subscribers on YouTube. They certainly have a solid following on Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms you can think of, and they're certainly growing. They just recently, I think last month, they went to Dubai, where they had a massive reception, and then this year they're going to be on tour to America, which I'm sure they're going to have a huge turnout, a huge receptive turnout, because there's many, from what I know, there's a massive Arsenal fan base in America, even though or soccer, as they call it, isn't the most beloved sport in that country. But that aside, yeah, and going back to the sentiment of how AFTV Media apparently a prophet of a failure is is based on certain fans that regularly make appearances on the platform. So DT, Troops, Claude, Ty. A lot of people who criticize the platform would suggest that it's a minstrel show, where that there's certain players that are going to go on that platform. Not certain players, certain fans that are going to make the regular appearance on that platform after each game that Arsenal plays, and especially after a humiliating defeat to either a big team or a small team that they should be beating, and they're gonna have their rants, have their say, whether it's them being frustrated or them being happy, whatever it's gonna be, their mood is gonna be shown as the speaker, as Robbie's interviewing them, and then eventually that could most likely, if it's a humiliating, if it's after a humiliating defeat, of course, it's going to create a buzz among the rival fans who love seeing Arsenal turn into a toxic hole, and critics back again, yet again, the critics would then see that some of those fans that regularly make appearances on the platform will start their own channel on YouTube, and not that I agree with them, but that's what they'll look at and say, this is the evidence of AFTV Media and the people that appear on that platform profiting, who apparently pose as fans, which are not. The Troops and DT are real fans of football club before I was born, so I'm certainly not going to agree with that. But the critics would say that this is evidence that AFTV media and the people that appear on that platform profit of the failure of the club. But obviously, I don't agree with that. And certainly, it's it it certainly the platform certainly has enhanced the value of democracy, of people having their say on the way things are going, and it's happening in all fronts, whether it's sports, music. Well, that's arguable, but that's another story for another day. Um, yeah, politics. It's AFTV media has provided a standard of democracy, of letting fans have their say, whether some of the views are agreeable or not, and that's what they should be commended for. Along with Redmond TV, who were the first ones who started in 2010, I believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but they should certainly get that credit as well. And along with the Full Time Devils, the United Stand, and all other football platforms, but certainly AFTV Media, Arsenal Fan TV, as I probably will always refer to them as, they certainly have been, over the past 5 years, the most viral channel, because of the bad state that Arsenal was in towards the end of Arsene Wenger's reign, and now he's gone. And then it's at times this season with Unai Emery, it's continued, but it hasn't been as bad, especially now that they're now in the Europa League final. So even though Tottenham are in the Champions League final, but that's another story. Yeah, so yeah, to cut a long story short, to summarise, AFTV Media should be given credit, and Robbie should be given credit, along with all the other co-founders, along with the people that make regular appearances on the channel as well. They should get their just due as well. And they certainly it's a good thing for the media of sports, the media of football specifically. So yeah. So have a good day. Hope I was clear enough. I hope I wasn't stuttering too much, because I have that issue. But thank you for listening. Goodbye, and I'll do it. My next video will be, will take some time, but I should be up soon. Go.